Hello, I'm Mirella.
And I'm Zoe.
Welcome to the Critical Session podcast. Today we're going to talk about episode 3 of Cooking Rush.
It's so funny when we were doing the intro then I forgot what my name was. And
I
we're off to a good
forgot what's the
start.
name of our podcast almost every time. Like while I'm saying it, it's like I don't have the words in my brain. They just come out of my mouth. And I'm like,
Well,
am I saying what I should be saying?
I feel like that's kind of acceptable. This is still fairly new to us. I've had my
Mm.
name for a really long time. I should definitely know it by now. It's only 3 letters.
I think it's
uh,
like a thing of doing stuff in public sometimes when you're
yeah, maybe.
um, presenting something in public. It helps when you really know what you're talking about because that's when your brain stops working, your mouth continues, saying, singing, whatever you should be doing.
Mm-mm.
And it doesn't matter that your brain, like at that moment, you cannot remember because you already had this habit.
Mm-mm.
But if you don't know, if you're not prepared enough and you have emotions, that's when trouble comes.
Yes, I'm not sure that really explains why I can't remember my name. I still
It's
stick by the fact
okay.
that I should know that. Yeah, and my brain is already thinking about the episode. I think it's like, your name's not that important.
And what is your brain thinking about the episode, Zoe?
I I loved the episode like a lot. Like I've had a really crap couple of weeks, and I laughed so much when I watched this episode. Like I like laugh out loud, like embarrassing if someone else was in the room, kind of laughing. I think there are a few
I
snort.
laughed. Uh-huh. I think I laughed less than at the previous episodes, but somehow this is my favorite episode so far.
Okay, that's funny. This is the most I laughed, I think, and I as I said, I was like ugly laugh, like the occasional like snort giggle thrown in there as well. Like there were just a couple of moments that even now when I think about it, I laugh like with without any sort of prompting. Um, and I
11.
sorry.
11.
Yes, that bit. That bit is funny to me no matter where I am and when I'm thinking of it. It was brilliant. He did it perfectly. And it was like in
Yes.
terms of if you're thinking about it like a real life situation, it's genius because like who hasn't done something embarrassing like that? Or who hasn't had a friend let you down so you look like a fool and everyone's looking at you and you're like, it's really quick thinking on his part. Like I was very impressed but also very amused. So but yeah, and as I said, whenever if like I was at my desk uh Monday, I think it was, and like all of a sudden I just thought of it, just started giggling. I was just like, yes, yes. So
The actor is great. He's really is doing a really good job
yeah, I think they all
at,
are. Like
at his parts.
like
The
some of these,
comedic role, the comedy that he brings to the role is amazing.
yeah. I feel like with a cast kind of this big, like an ensemble cast like this, there's always like one or two that you like either don't like or you just don't really care about. And when
Hmm.
they're on the screen, you're like, yeah, whatever, go back to the main characters or whatever. I am loving all of these characters and their bits and their like, I find them all really interesting. I find them all really funny, and I want to know what happens with
Yeah.
all of them.
Yeah, so far there's nothing like that you want to skip because everything is funny, everything is full of life and engaging and entertaining. So yeah, I
Mm.
agree with you.
And the moments that hint at stuff that aren't quite funny or aren't like whatever are like interesting because they're leading somewhere, or that they're like laying the groundwork for some like slightly more serious heavier moments, which we love. So but I'm really
Yes,
liking.
the comedy in this show feels quite refreshing. Somehow I don't know how to explain this, but I'm enjoying this. I wasn't sure I'd be into it,
Yeah, I know you were a bit
but
worried. Yeah.
I was a bit worried. I was worried that I wouldn't like it, but I'm not anymore. I think I sent you a message. I was like, I am good. I'm cool. This is good.
Yeah,
I'm
you
not
did. You did.
this
Yeah.
anymore. This is
It's
very good.
it's funny because I was a bit like that with Last Twilight too, and I love Last Twilight as we were just talking about before
Uh-huh.
we started. I'm like Mork best boy, but yeah, I completely get what you mean. I was a bit like, and then I was pleasantly surprised. So, and with this, I kind of knew I would like it anyway because uh, I was just like, they always either make with OffGun, they always make me either really like happy, like, and I mean, this is inadvertently because it's humor, but like, what's the word I'm thinking of? I'm always sort of
Satisfied, intrigued,
yeah, I'm kind of always
scared,
I'm
sad.
I'm kind of always engaged in like whatever they do
Mhm,
because
mhm,
um
mhm.
there's like a realism to the characters they play, and even in this with with like the humor and everything, and the fact that like Off is playing a different character for him, he's doing such a good job. Like I don't know, there's just like this essence to it that I wasn't really, I
And
wasn't
Gun.
worried. Yeah, I wasn't worried
And
about
Gun
them.
as well. Yeah.
Yeah, Gun too. Oh, look, Gun. I feel like the difference is I kind of feel like Prem is, um, Prem has shades of Gun. Like
Yes,
this.
I'm the boring person who's like, my favorite character in Not Me is White because I absolutely love him.
Yeah,
I'm obsessed with him. And he was my favorite character played by Gun, but now Prem is just there and coming to me and looking at me and being all fabulous and
yeah,
amazing and sassy, and I'm like, and like, I love him already. Is he
yeah.
going to dethrone White? I feel like it's possible. I don't know.
Yeah, well, I mean, I love uh like I love that this has like, because like normally I feel like normally when you watch Gunn in something, he usually picks characters that are really like really far away from him in terms of like
Hmm.
stuff that will challenge him a lot. And I feel like with this role, like the challenging part for him is the humor, because that's what he's told us it
Yeah,
is.
yeah,
Although I think he's doing a fabulous job, but I feel like
yeah.
that like there are definitely like I can see him in this character, like this sassiness and just like the cute like little smiles he keeps laying on 10 and things like that. Like to me, it's just very Gun of him. um,
I
but it was
agree.
sorry.
I agree. Yes,
Yeah,
even the way he moves
yeah,
reminds me of
yeah,
Gun.
yeah,
Gun Gun is really good at movement and expressions, and really becoming someone else. If you
mm,
watched Not Me, you know what we're talking about. Like, you could literally just look into his eyes and understand that it was black or it was white,
mm,
that he was playing.
mm.
So this feels really different,
It does. It
but
does.
it's amazing in a good way, though. It's
Yeah,
good. I
and
like this character.
it's like it's interesting too because it like I know this character existed before, so like this, but it almost feels like sometimes people play a character or actors play a character and they're they've kind of they make the character like their own, but like they make it kind of like you can tell that they're acting that character out the way they would be that person, if that makes any sense. Whereas
Hmm.
with Gunn in this role, I feel like it actually feels like it was written for him or like
For him,
about him.
yeah.
Like it's a
Hmm.
totally different vibe. Like it's like he's just slid into the skin and he's not actually doing anything to make it this way. It's just this is how it is. Like this is the character. Um and I'm
I mean,
really really
We'll see. We're basing this on some moments.
Oh,
We'll
well,
see
yes,
more
of
in the
course. This
future.
is
It depends
we're
on what's
like
going to happen.
3 episodes
But
in. So, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, we're 3 episodes in. So, I'm granted it's very like loosely, but at the moment I'm loving it. And with Off, I feel like I haven't really seen him be this soft way that he is in this so far. And I know we're going to see some depth and some strength because we've seen little bits of like hints of that, like when he's dealing with his father, for example.
Hmm.
But I just like I don't know, there's like a softness to him that's really like unusual and different. And I loved Sean, like you loved White, and I loved White too. I loved White, Black, Sean, Todd. I loved many characters in Not Me, but I love Sean too for Off, because once again he had
So
this
is
softness.
he your favorite character from Not Me and played by Off?
Um, I no, I look, I love all of their characters for different reasons.
Oh,
I'm
come
very
on. Just tell me what's your favorite character.
for Off. Oh God, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I honestly can't tell you, because I love, as I said, I love Sean because
I'm giving you 5 seconds. Tell me your favorite character.
I like, just
I
let me finish. Let me finish my second. Let me finish my sentence first, and then I'll think
give
about
me.
it. But the pressure. But like I really liked Sean because he had like a similar softness that Ten has,
Mhm.
but he was also really hard. Like he had all these like sharp angles to him, which were really interesting too. Um, I don't know. I have a soft spot for like Kai as well. I don't
I
know.
thought you bring him up.
Yeah, but
I
he's
thought he
not
was
my
your favorite character.
he wasn't my favorite. Oh, in Not Me, in oh my God, Theory of Love. I
Oh
don't
my
know.
god, it's impossible to do this with. Let's move on. Let's move on. Okay.
Yeah,
So
I feel like
yes,
this is
I
I
agree.
feel like this is a whole other podcast of its own about OffGun.
Mm. It's a podcast of like 3 hours when Zoe decides what's her favorite character played by Off. That's what that podcast will be about.
Yeah.
And I bet 3 hours will not be enough. It will need a part two. So
Yeah, well,
let's leave it
if
for
we're going to be
later.
talking about Off and Gun, and then it's going to be both of us, it could take a while. I feel like I need more to see more of this to actually answer that question properly. But I did absolutely love Sean. Sean probably was my favorite Off character until now, but I don't know if he's been bumped or not.
So yeah, how does the episode begin?
So I'm trying to remember. Oh, doesn't it begin with Dynamite is letting himself into his unit, and
Yes, and
it
he's
kind of
talking with Bram.
the smells and stuff, and he's talking to
But before
Pram.
that, before that, I want to say, so they're discussing Bram's interactions with Tan, and Bram says he's taken. And there are two things that we must understand from here. One is that Dai has a gaydar, and he told Bram that Tan must be into Prem, and this is why he's doing all this. And
Mm,
I guess he thinks he has a really good intuition.
mm, mm, mm,
And the second one is that Prem believed it. Prem thought Tan was taking lessons from him because he liked him. And now he's like, I guess not. He
mm.
kind of accepted the attention when he decided to give him these lessons if he thought that Tan actually liked him.
Mm-mm. It's interesting too because we actually see like kind of this indication that Dynamite has kind of like a deeper understanding about people, which
Mm-hmm.
is interesting when you put it together with his like I guess interest in in Neo's character, because he is adamant that Neo's character likes him, so he's
Yeah, he feels sure that that's what's
yeah.
happening.
Mm-mm.
But the issue is that I know a lot of people don't like this. Me neither. I don't enjoy characters being intrusive and forcing themselves on others. And we know that in this story, he is right.
Yeah.
Neo's character Fire is going to fall for him. The problem is that sometimes when you have this good intuition, it works on other people, but not so much in yourself because it's hard to be clear and
Yeah.
objective when it
Objective.
comes
Yeah.
to your own things.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. So he
I feel
might. I
yeah.
would like to see him let go at some point and
Yeah.
just accept that. Fire doesn't like him and let go and let Fire come to him and tell him, yeah, I actually like you.
Well, I feel like that, or I feel like I feel like he's very misunderstood as a character. I've seen a few
Mhm.
comments and stuff, and I've kind of like, are we watching the same show? Because in this episode, and like even in the preview, like for next week, you see him. It's more like he's still interacting with him. He's not really forcing anything. The most kind of, I guess, annoying thing is when he sits down at the table with him
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
Jane. But I feel like he's more like teasing him than actually like. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like if he
Yeah,
really
because
truly
even
thought,
Jane, the way Jane looks
yeah,
at him and smiles, and she thinks he's funny.
Jane is
She's
laughing
looking at
because
him as if,
she thinks it's
yeah,
funny. Yeah,
he's cute. And because she's looking at him like it's some kind of a kid who's playing around, and she finds it amusing.
yeah,
Because he's
and
also younger than them. She's
yeah,
not
that's
really
right. And
taking him seriously.
I think as well, like she's like it's because of the way that Fire is reacting to it too as well.
Mhm.
That is what's making it amusing because um he's being so over dramatic, and if he just like sat down and spoke to um
Be serious, yeah, and
yeah,
rejected him.
Dynamite, or just like sat and had a conversation like the three of them, like even though like he's sitting there with her or whatever, he just sort of, I guess, said hello or been polite or whatever, he probably would have just made a couple of jokes and then probably left. Like, he's not really pursuing him, if that makes any sense. Like, we saw that in the other episodes as well, where he was kind of like, I'm gonna leave, I was just wanted to make sure that I was on your mind or whatever. um
Yeah.
and even when he sort of got the message from um Fire, and he sort of said to oh my god, I can't remember the other character's name.
Samsi.
Yeah. And when Samsy was like, I don't know, I guess he doesn't like it, he was kind of like, oh, like he was like, he kind of just let it go, like not let it go, but he was like, and then
He
when
considered it.
yeah, and
Yeah.
then when they interacted again, he sort of let Fire come to him, kind of thing, I guess. And so
Hmm.
I feel like, and even that, like even when they were playing I guess with Neo, like when he was on his date and that, like the pulling of the faces and that, and having Sam C do it with him and that, he's like teasing him. He's not like
You
from
know, I had this thought
yeah,
that, you know, it works, and for me, it kind of works
mm,
because he's younger.
yeah,
And it really works because he's younger, and it makes the station so much better, and it makes it funny because either were the same age. Like, I know Mark was supposed to play this role.
yeah.
Nick, it would have been creepier, I
Yeah,
feel
I
like.
feel like it would be. Yeah, I agree. I feel like if the character was the same age or older or whatever, it would be creepy. It would be too much, I
Like a
guess.
kid
Like, yeah,
who's playing.
like playing with
Yeah.
him, like teasing him. But he's at the same time, he's kind of mature, because when he is having like an issue, we see, it looks like in the next the trailer for the next episode, it looks like something, it looks like the mother turns up and maybe Jane is there and there's drama, or Jane
Mm.
overhears something which makes her back right off. So of course he's
Hmm.
all upset because she's not responding to his messages or whatever. And it looks like, and I could be wrong, but it looks like she goes to Samsey and Di's house, like to their condo. I don't know why, but it looks like she's in their condo. And
Hmm.
um, so then Dynamite is like, pushes past Samsey, who's trying to keep him inside the condo, obviously to go to Fire. And Fire obviously needs someone to talk to because he doesn't understand. He looks confused, and he says to him, "I'm so mean. Like, I'm so mean to you all the time. I yell at you all the time. Like, why are you always so nice to me?" Or something like that. He
Yeah.
says to him, and he says, "Because I like you." So like, he's not, even Fire isn't seeing it like as a bad thing, because he
Hmm.
says to him, like, why do you always talk to me? Why are you nice to me? Like, kind of thing. So he's not, I don't think it's an opportunity for him to, I mean, we'll have to wait and see the episode, but I don't think it's going to be like a thing where he's like, oh, like, you fucked up, I'm going to go and, whatever. I feel like he's like, oh, he's upset, he's confused, he's hurt, I'm going to go and talk to him, sort of thing. Like,
Yeah.
it seems like that in the trailer anyway. So I feel like this quiet maturity to him, that that'll be,
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, that's going to be underneath this like playful character that we're getting, because he's doing it a little
I
bit.
feel like I feel like at first it looks like Fire is the mature character and the Dynamite is the kid, but in
Mm,
reality, it's the other way around. Fire has this emotional maturity, and not Fire, Dynamite.
yeah,
He knows, he gives advice to his friends. He's like the leader of their group.
yeah,
He tells Bram about the crush. But look at at Fire. He's trying to escape home. He cannot.
yeah.
It's like he
He's
doesn't know what he's doing with his life. He's not
yeah,
mature enough in the eyes of his mother. The first thing he does when he gets his own place is drink a lot of beer.
yeah.
That's what
Yeah,
that's
he's been. I
what.
feel like he's been extremely boxed in and sheltered, whereas you look at Fire. Sorry, you look at Dynamite, and he's young. He graduated school early. He did this. He did that. He's probably very very smart. So he's always been around older people, and so although he still plays like a kid, he's seeing everything. He's being very observant. He's understanding what's going on. And I feel like if that was something that happened to you, if you matured really really quickly in regards to, you were constantly outside your age bracket in terms of like schooling and peers and all the rest of it, you would need to learn how to read the room really really quickly to understand, you know what I mean, like social situations and stuff like that. And so I feel that that is what's happening with him, because even when like they're helping him and Samsi are helping Prem sort of get ready for the, I'm going to call it a date because let's face it, that's what it is. um
Hmm.
you know, like he's being very like, you know, like, no, you can't, you can't just go like that, you've got to make some effort. And you know, like the way yeah, like you said, he's
Thinking
mentoring,
ahead.
yeah, and he's
Yeah.
mentoring like his older friends about like life and romance and stuff. And but I love in that first scene where he says something to him like, tell me, somebody say, tell me the sweet moments or something that I can ship, or whatever he says, or the butterfly moments that I can ship that's happened. And Prem's like, nothing, because like nothing's happened. But what's
Uh-huh.
interesting to me, one of the things I noticed, and I don't know if you noticed, is the picture that Prem sends to Dynamite has caption, I miss you, dot, dot, dot.
Yeah, yeah, I
Yeah, with the
remember.
word
Yeah.
more grayed out, which is like, so you need to click on that to see what the rest of the sentence says. So I feel like it
Hmm.
probably says something like, I miss you, mum, or whatever. So, like, if he had clicked on the more, he would actually have gotten perhaps the complete picture of what he's actually seeing. But because he doesn't, like, this misunderstanding probably will come up at some point, because I assume maybe 10 will make a move or something perhaps, and Prem's gonna freak because he thinks he has a girlfriend. um
I want to say another thing about Fire
mm,
before we go and talk about Bram and Ten.
yeah,
I remember the scene where Meta is imagining how what Fire would be doing with
yeah,
Jane.
yeah,
Hilarious. But yeah, okay, considering that he's been pining apparently for her
yeah,
for so long, like,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I guess that's
when
how
she
you'd imagine it to
Yeah,
go.
well,
Yeah.
when she actually turns up, he's like, why is she here?
Yeah,
Like that.
he's so confused
Yeah,
and like he's not excited, he's kind of uncomfortable, and
yeah,
he's like, where do you have to go, like she's
yeah,
like, into your apartment, dude. And he's
yeah.
like, oh. So,
I
and
feel like
also the fact that when they were on a date, the only thing that he could talk about apparently was Dynamite.
yeah, he already likes Dynamite. This is the thing. I don't think Dynamite's wrong about that. Like, I just feel like,
Not.
I think three things happen in that scene. The first one is he's actually just not that into her. He just hasn't realized it yet. Number two, he's very, very innocent. Like, he's not the ooh la 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 character that what's his name? Metha?
Meta,
Meta?
meta, meta.
That
Hmm.
Meta is painting him to be. And number three, he probably knows that his mother would absolutely kick his ass for having a girl in the apartment, and this newfound freedom could all go away if she steps like 1 foot inside of there. So I feel like he would be apprehensive about having her there anyway, because it probably is breaking some unwritten rule. I feel like
Hmm.
he's very innocent, and he's just like, why would you want to come here? And two, he's just, as I said, sorry, and three, he's just not that into it. Like, it didn't occur to him to have her alone in his apartment. You know what I mean? So,
Well, it's like, what do you do alone in an apartment with a girl? Is there an instruction anywhere?
yeah, well, that's all
That
right.
he doesn't know
No, but it's just so funny.
supposed
Like,
to do.
his face just reads to me, like when she walks past him and goes into the apartment, like his face just reads to me like, why is she here?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
what we're gonna do what now? It's so funny. And I loved that bit, because especially the bit where Meta is like doing his like fantasy delusion thing, and I love how like Ten just slaps him slaps him out of the delusion. Like, that was a really good, like, I mean, I don't advocate violence, but it was just, this is another one of those moments I laugh at just when I think about it, because I feel like
But
they did
also,
a really good job.
yeah, and to go back to the beginning, the scene with the murder, I was like, what is going on here?
It
I
was
was
so
like,
funny
what?
because it was so random, wasn't it? I mean, do you know what's really
It
funny though?
was.
It was so funny because when he was thinking about like the next door neighbor has trash or whatever and how it stinks and all that, I thought it would be really funny if the person next door is dead. Like, that was just a random thought that I had. And I read too many like crime murder mystery type books, but yeah, that was what I thought. And then when he when the stuff was coming down the wall, I was like, oh no, because once again, too many episodes of like crime scene investigations and stuff.
But I was
And
so surprised because I did not expect something like this to happen in this
well, I
series. I
wasn't
mean,
expecting
if
it
this is
either.
happening, I don't know what to expect. Like
I
they could
wasn't.
just like aliens might show up. I don't
Oh
know.
god. No, look, honestly, as soon as I saw the stuff running down the wall, I was like, "Oh, it's a not a murder, but like a
Yeah.
dead body." And but
Uh-huh.
I was just like, because when he touched it, though, I was
Uh,
like, as if you would touch some weird looking brown fluid dripping down your wall. But like
uh-huh.
when he touched it, and he's like fish sauce, I'm thinking, oh my god, please don't put that in your mouth, because like I'm thinking he's not gonna lick it, is he? Because that like would have been a really like poor taste humor, and I'm going, please
Uh-huh.
don't go there, please don't go. It was bad enough
Uh-huh.
that he touched it.
Mhm.
But yeah, I was just like, when he went upstairs, they're like, he murdered, and there's what did they say, like death juice or something everywhere, or
Uh,
murder juice or whatever they said.
I don't remember. I also
No, I
thought the scene where he and I forgot the name again. The other friend,
oh,
Sam C.
Samsi, yeah.
They were freaking out about the ghosts of Freedom Family. And also, it's a throwback, right? Because in one of the previous episodes, they were goofing around and talking about ghosts, and now they
Yes,
actually
yeah,
freaked out.
but
It was
yeah.
funny.
Well, I just like the
Another
bit.
moment that was
I
really funny.
love the bit where he like showed up there, because as soon as that all happened and everything, I wasn't really picturing that um he would go to Samsi and like move in with him. But what I was imagining was going to happen, I figured that this whole dead body thing was a plot point, because we'd had the scene. Um, I think in between we had the scene um where Fire had bargained to go to the condo. And I was like, oh, he's gonna move somewhere new, and they're gonna end up neighbors or something, is what I was thinking. And then when he showed up there, I had to laugh though when Samsi was freaking out about like the ghost like following him and everything, and how he shoved past, went inside, just left all his stuff outside, and how it all just collapsed. So like he's like, he thought
Mhm.
it was the ghost or whatever. But yeah, there's a lot of, and the bit where you said when they were afraid of the ghost, and Dynamite like knocked off Sam C's glasses, because I'm someone who wears glasses, and they are so high up. Like, it looks like that scene looks like it's that building must be really high. Like, it just seems like,
Mhm.
and I'm thinking, well, those glasses are no more. But yeah. So yeah, I found them kind of all of that quite funny and everything.
Yes, it was really funny. And then we have Ten calling Prem, right? To
Yes.
apologize for the touch aversion thing.
Yeah.
And also, when Prem responds by apologizing as well, he thinks it's so cute.
Mm-mm-mm.
and attentive and considerate, and he can't speak for a second there because Prem is like, "Are you here? Did you fall asleep or something?" He
Yeah,
was
I know.
just
It's so
yeah.
funny because, like, in episode 1 and 2, I was so convinced that sorry, not Prem, that Ten, like, knew he had it bad for Prem. Like, I thought he
Mm-hmm.
knew. Like, in my mind, I'm painting this picture of him, like, being in love with him for, like, a long time and just, like, quietly, observing and admiring him from a distance. I did not expect him to be in complete denial and have, like, no idea what's going on. Um, and it's just like, last week we had the bit where he wanted to send Fandi, but he, like, deleted it,
Yeah.
and then
Yep.
he actually says it here, and it's so cute because Prem's like, and then he says it back, and I was just like, that was definitely like an air kicking, feet kicking the air moment for me. I was just like, it's so fucking cute, but I was just
New
like,
growth
yeah,
level unlocked. Yeah.
yeah, but
It
I
was
was
it was
just,
really cute.
yeah, but I was just like, I thought he knew that he had feelings for him. Um, and it's just that when they started cooking and that the next day, the way Prem kept, like, backing off from him and backing away from him and the bowing and everything, like,
I also thought the moment with when Pram brings him all kinds of food and Tan is like, "I'm not a picky eater."
oh my god, that was so
It
off.
reminded
That
me
was
of
so
off.
off
Yeah.
code. It was so off coded. I was like, I feel like the rewrite for the scripts is probably, like, put that in there. I mean, I don't know. I haven't read the books, but
I
it's
mean,
so off coded.
Nulek wrote the script, right? And she knows them. She's worked
Mm-mm.
with them. Like
Yeah.
one of the writers with her.
Mm-mm.
And I see that another one is also like Ritti Krai. I think he was also involved in Not Me, but I'm not sure. But
Okay.
anyway, at least one of the screenwriters like worked with OffGun already. So
Yeah.
yeah, they tend to do that. They actually tend to do that because they know fans go crazy. The ones who know the actors really close,
Yeah.
really well. They go crazy when they spot things like this. And now here it's happening to us.
Well,
So
it's
they got us,
it's
Zoe.
I feel like it's like there's all these little, like, I guess I like to I'm gonna call them, like, Easter eggs, I guess. Like, we had
Uh-huh.
the little, like, dinosaur creature from Not Me, and then this, to me, I feel like, is, as I said, it's so off coded. It's not funny. Like, this idea of, like, I don't eat vegetables, I don't eat this, but I'm not a picky eater. It's like, I mean,
Uh-huh. And
I
Bram
am
is like,
someone
yeah,
I am someone who is a picky eater, and I'm the first person to say, like, I'm a terrible, like, do not try to feed me. I will
uh-huh.
just work it out myself. Like, I know, I have accepted it a long time ago. I'm like, just feed me carbs and we'll be good. But he's always just
If
cracks
you
me up.
understand Zoe food, send her rice.
Yeah, right. Rice, potatoes, or pasta, and you're my best friend. Um, I had rice for dinner. It was amazing. It takes very little to, like, impress and satisfy me. Um,
Yeah, you're not a picky person.
yeah, I'm not a
You're not a
picky
picky
eater
eater.
at all. I just won't eat. Nah, I'm actually really funny. I will eat all sorts of stuff if it's in something. You know how, like, some people are like, oh, I don't eat mushrooms, and then they won't eat, like, this food if there's mushrooms in it.
Uh-huh.
Actually, I'm a bit like that with mushrooms. I won't eat anything if it's got mushrooms in it. But in
Okay, I
general,
got
like,
it. You're not a picky eater.
no.
This is the point. You're not a picky eater.
And then we, like, divulge into something else. Anyway, I'm going to control myself. I will stop talking about food. Okay, so
Well,
I feel
it's
like
inevitable with this show. We'll end up
I
talking
feel
about
like
food a
we're
lot.
gonna start talking about food, like, for real, because
Yeah.
how can we not? Um, I love the
Really
thing.
appreciate how interesting it looks. I really want to try everything.
Yeah, I'm like,
There, I like, oh, why isn't there a Thai restaurant somewhere here around like that I can go to? I want it. I want to try everything. I had a funny interaction on Twitter because they were talking about some Thai dish, and I was like, should I try this? Should I try like and fail miserably? And the person was like, sure, it's an easy recipe. And I'm like, even if I fail or even if I do it right, I won't know because I don't know how it's supposed to taste. So it's kind of like,
Yeah, I'm a bit like that when I cook food sometimes as well. I'm like, if I don't know what it's meant to taste like, I'm like, just march to the beat of your own drum. That's what I always say. As long as it tastes good, who cares if it's right?
maybe. Yeah. Okay. So I like that Prem is not an easy person to embarrass, or he doesn't get smitten easily. It's like he's in control of himself and of his feelings right now. And it seems like he's going to be like this. Even when he falls in love, he's probably going to be chill. And while 10 is just losing control, doing stuff that he doesn't expect from himself, like the moment with the glove when he was like, what am I doing? What is this?
Yeah,
Where did I learn this from?
yeah, it's so funny the way he's just like, yeah, I love that scene. The internal monologue of what the hell
Hmm.
am I doing is just so
Hmm.
interesting. And then the way he like slides back into that kind of um like safe mode is interesting because first off he refers to it as his safe mode, so he's uncomfortable in like this realization that he's behaving a certain way that he's not used to and he doesn't understand. So the fact that he
Hmm.
slides back into his safe mode is really really interesting, but also it's
But
like
safe mode, like, and the way when he moves, there are often they put these sounds of like a robot moving, and it's like I feel like he thinks of himself like of a robot, like he thinks he's kind of some kind of
yeah,
a robot
yeah,
that works, that functions on logic and analyzes stuff, doesn't really understand emotions, and maybe he does, but he doesn't think it applies to him. And but when he does accept it, he's all in. He's an interesting character.
I also took it a bit too, as I said, like the fact that he slides into this safe mode, and as you said, like this kind of robotic movement and everything. Like this is his, I guess, his normal status quo, where, as you said, he approaches everything in an analytical, very slow manner, very careful, and I guess maybe you could say even boring, maybe. And then you've got this like crazy little colorful, like cute, adorable chef who's just
Mhm.
adding all of these flavors to his life, and the fact that he in this moment feels the need to revert back to like the status quo, I guess, of his, you know um the way he distances himself from everything. um
It feels new and unexplored, and he cannot control the situation when he's like that.
yeah,
He doesn't know what to expect from himself and from the world, and it scares him, and he goes back into safe mode.
yeah, because he's essentially being very playful and kind of like free here, and that is as far away from his
Lurking.
normal
Yeah.
character as you could get. So
Yeah.
yeah, and the whole bit like with before any of that with the glove and everything, the whole bit with the ear, like I've been waiting for that scene since we saw it in the trailer, and it did not disappoint. Like the eye
Yep.
contact, like just everything about that was really like adorable. And then we had the whole like conversation about like why was he bowing and why was he doing all these things, and how he sort of said, it's not that, he kind of says to him, like, it's not that deep, it's not that bad, you don't have to be that careful with me, kind of thing.
Hmm.
um and then but then only like a couple of minutes later, the young girl turns up. I'm gonna call her a girl because she looks like a girl to me.
Who
I don't know.
is she? Do you think she's like a stepmother?
That or like his father's girlfriend, but like
Yeah.
the way
He doesn't seem to mind her that much. He's like,
No, but when
um,
I don't think he has an issue with her necessarily. Like all of
mhm.
his issues are with his father,
Yeah.
but he doesn't like the first thing she does is go up to him and touch him, and he kind of flinches and tries to move away from her.
Hmm.
And he actually does like pull away, sort of like a right away from her. So he's uncomfortable with her familiarity of him. Um, but yeah, I feel like his issues, like I feel like he's not going to take it out on some girl that his father is, either having a
Yeah,
relationship with or whatever. Like I feel like he's going to lay that all on his father. But
that's
I
mature of him. This is
yeah,
another thing that makes me like him.
yeah, he wasn't
The
rude or
character.
anything to her. He just didn't engage, like, and but like as soon as his father turned up, he was just like, let's get the fuck out of here, kind of thing. Um,
Yeah,
but yeah,
and Prem forgets his glove here, there,
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah,
there's some significance to the glove besides the fact that he uses it. Maybe it was his mother's glove or like the
yeah.
first one that he was given. There must be something. There must be a
Yeah.
story. This
Well,
is
or
why
it
he
could
freaked out when.
it could even just be though that they don't have a lot. When you don't have a lot, even something old and like used or whatever is still of value to you, because to go out and buy another one is an expense that you could use that money for something else. So I feel
I
like
still
it could.
think there's something. There's a story behind that glove. It's not just because it's they
Yeah.
don't have
I mean,
money.
there could be, but yeah, it could also just be that it's
And
um
you during the moment when Tan stitches up the
yes,
glove,
yeah,
the music. The
yeah,
music messing with me. This music is haunting me. Like I saw it in too many series already, and it's always like I'm freaking out when I hear it. I cannot do this. But the funny thing is, like in all three newer series, like from Theory of Love, Not Me, and Cooking Crush now, this
mm,
music is with them. Like it's always there. Like it is featured in every series. And now
I
I'm curious if we're going to hear it in the trainee as well. Because if that happens, it's just wow. That's
yeah.
just
I feel like
and done.
I feel like I said something like it's like OffGun soundtrack.
Hmm.
Yeah. So the
And so
thing with
the director of Theory of Love,
yeah.
posted a tweet, and he was like, when I see that this sound is used in other series, I reach out to them and I ask them to not use this song, because it was used most in Theory of Love. It's like the main soundtrack, but he's like, but when it comes to Afghan, it doesn't matter. It's good because it's like their song.
Yeah. And I feel that's probably that feels accurate to me.
Yeah.
So before we have him mending the glove though, we have the scene of Prem heading home when he gets the alert that he's got all that money.
Oh.
Um and I was like it's interesting because Prem brings it up, his friends bring it up about how excessive it is and how over the top it is, like this thing that he's done. And he's
Hmm.
going, "Oh, look, it doesn't matter. I have money. I can spend more." And he's not wrong. That's like all well and true and everything, and it's kind of what they agreed upon if he was to do more lessons and stuff.
Hmm.
But I thought it was really interesting that he chose to do that after they had that moment with the father. He like kind of rushed them out of there. It was awkward. It was like maybe a
Hmm.
little bit embarrassing, maybe upsetting for him. It's almost like he did it so that I don't know, like he doesn't he wants to leave him with a good impression, but also like he actually says to him, like about returning it or whatever. And he says, if you do that, I'll think you don't want to see me anymore. And so it's like, and I kind of feel like that's gonna come up later on. Like
But
I
like
feel
he's insecure. He's
yeah,
insecure that something besides money can keep Bram around.
yeah. But no, I feel like if Prem tries to return the money, like because we know from the trailer that his father like Ten's father accuses him of
Using.
technically his father too, if you've seen Not Me, accuses him accuses him of basically like taking advantage and like ripping off
Yeah.
of 10. So if he feels at all guilty, like, and he kind of, we've seen like he has had these moments where he's like, it's not right. I mean, the fact that he tries to give the money back and like makes sure that he's
Yeah, and he
okay with
asked again and
everything.
again, is this okay? Is this fine? If you want
Yeah,
the money
yeah,
back from me,
yeah,
it's like, are you sure? It's too much.
yeah,
Yeah, he tried multiple times.
yeah. So I feel like and the fact that Ten says to him, if you give it back to me, or you return it to me, or you try to return it to me, I'm going to think it means you don't want to see me anymore. I feel like he may be prompted, like he may feel like guilt because of what Ten's father kind of like accuses him of, and he may try to return the money, which I think will really hurt Ten, because he may misunderstand the intention behind it. So the fact that he worded it that way, yeah, I'm interested to see if that comes up later on. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but also I just feel like at the time, like the first time I watched it, I was just, like watching it and enjoying it and loving it. But when I rewatched it, I was kind of thinking, and I'm like, was that like a knee jerk reaction to him? Like he was afraid that, you know, Prem wouldn't come back again, because like it was super awkward, and it was like, like, when it's almost like he's overcompensating.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that was just a thought that I had. But yeah, I thought it was so cute that he repaired the glove, because I feel like it shows that he knows the value of money, even though he's like acting like he doesn't by going, "Oh, I have all this money, it doesn't matter, blah blah blah." It's like, I feel like it also shows that he's not afraid of Prem using him for his money, because otherwise he would have just bought him a new one. Like if he thought that that's what
Mm-hmm.
Prem wanted from him, I feel like he understands that, as you said, it could have some sentimental value, because he probably has a lot of things that perhaps belong to his mother, or that he has like attachment to. So I really liked that he fixed it, and also not only that, it shows
Mother,
that,
mother or father, who knows? Yeah.
yeah, I feel like it also shows that he like values Prem enough to spend his very
Time.
limited free time to
Mm.
actually do this for him. Um so I really like that, and I feel like as well people haven't really thought overly much about it, but if you look at the original glove is all like the one material. He's actually replaced
Yeah.
like the whole thumb, so he found material. He did, like he hasn't just like stitched up a hole or whatever, like he's actually like fully mended that. Um and so it's so funny, like I remember thinking, like, why is he denying that he likes that he likes Prem, when it's like so obvious that he does, like especially like when he's talking to his friends like the next day when they're playing tennis, and I'm like, why is he denying it? It's so obvious, like why is he like lying to his friends? And then we have this scene like where he freaks out and it's like, oh my god, he really doesn't know. I was so surprised.
I wonder if it's somehow in the original trailer there was a moment where Prem was upset about something. It was
Yeah.
like, yes, I kind of used you for the money, and Ten says, yeah, well, I also have like a hidden agenda. It's supposed to be, by the vibe of it, something that would upset Prem, and
Mm,
I wonder what would that be. And it's like when in the official trailer, there's the moment when they are by the water, and he says something. Ten says something like, "Sometimes you stuff happens not according to plan," or something like this. Do you remember?
mm,
He had a plan, and falling in love is a thing that was not supposed to happen, and it
mm,
happened to him. And like, there's more to it than him just denying that he has a crush.
mm, mm.
I might be
Yeah.
wrong, but this is what the trailer made me think. Made me think.
Yeah, well, I mean, as you said,
And usually think.
it's really interesting to think what that possibly could be, because I mean, we know that part of the ulterior motive that he has to learn how to cook initially is because he wants to learn how to make that particular dish, because it
Hmm.
reminds him of his mother, or whatever. So, but that's not really like a negative thing as such. Or
Hmm.
maybe it's because like he never intended on learning anything else besides that, and the fact that he
Hmm.
continued to do it was, you know for other reasons. But yeah, I don't know, it'd be interesting to see sort of like how it all pans out and what comes out of that. But I must admit, as I said, I was really surprised, because that's not what I thought we were watching. Like the story I thought we were watching was that he had been, or had feelings for him for quite some time, but
Hmm.
he just never done anything about it, because his whole life was like studying and whatever else. And you know
Well, it looks like he knew that Bram existed.
yeah.
He probably like was sneaking glances and stuff, but he never acted on his feelings because he was in safe mode.
Yeah. I mean, I
And
guess one of
he wasn't even aware of anything that he felt.
yeah. I mean, I guess one thing, there's a couple of different things that come to mind. One thing is he could be doing this because he knows it'll piss off his dad, because it takes
Hmm.
away from like his study and whatever else.
Well, one thing that I think is pieces of his dad is like he's using the money, he's giving the money away. It reminds me of Kang when he went on that trip and started, run away from home and started using money because he thought that would piss his dad off.
Yeah.
And like, does Tan make money to give money to over people like that? His dad's money, right?
Yeah, it would be, I would imagine. Unless he has his own money from like his mother or something, that is also possible. But I also wonder,
But
like,
would
so it
he
could,
give away the money that his mother like left to him? He obviously, like, we assume
yeah,
must
but
assume that he loves
I
his
feel
money.
like,
And
yeah, I feel like money though is not really like something that's going to be of value to him in regards to like being a tie to his mother, because I feel like money is probably a sore subject for him just because his father's an asshole. That's the impression I get, but I could be wrong. But I just think that it could be because he wants to piss off his dad, but it could be about the amount of money that he's paying Prem too, because Prem is, everyone keeps telling him it's too much. Everyone keeps telling him
hmm
it's like, so it's like, and he knows it is. Like he says, I know it is. But it's like
hmm
maybe what the thing is that he's paying him this money because he knows he needs it, like because he
money
has
is not a
less.
problem. He said money is not a problem for him.
Yeah. So it's like maybe he knows that like they need the money, and so he keeps giving more and more money, like cuz he thinks that, like this could pay into the whole like class system difference, and that he's like kind of almost secretly trying to help, but if Prem was to find out that he's purposely paying him, like overpaying him because he thinks like they're poor and he needs it kind of thing, like that would be upsetting, I think.
But what do you think he thinks? What do you think? How do you think he explains this to himself?
Who, Tan or Prem?
Ram.
I don't know. I think he's like at the moment, I feel like he's just kind of, it's all a bit
He
mixed. I
probably
think
doesn't care. He probably doesn't care what Tan's reasons are for giving him this much money. He cares about the consequences. Like, will it hurt Tan? What can he do with his money? What does it
yeah.
mean, like, if he keeps it, if he doesn't?
Yeah.
He he doesn't really have intense feelings for Tan, so he's not concerned with Tan's the way Tan sees him, like, if Tan thinks he's like a poor person who needs charity. I don't think he cares
No,
about that
no,
right
but
now.
not at this point he doesn't, but he might in the
Yeah,
future
but
for
right now
sure.
he doesn't have feelings.
I do think he has feelings for him at this point because he's very often shaken by things that Tan does or things that he says, or I just don't think I don't think he's thinking about it or he's acknowledging it or he's even really thought about it, because in his mind he's already put that distance between them. He thinks he's unavailable, like as he said, he's taken, so he's not even
Mhm.
entertaining the idea. That doesn't mean the feelings aren't there, it just means he's just not acknowledging them. He's doing his best to ignore them, whereas his friends are like, dude, you like him. So um it's quite interesting to me the way he's behaving. I feel like he's not it's not gonna be able, he's not gonna be able to maintain it for very long. um and 10 is just like, I thought he was way more self-aware. It's so funny. He has the same, probably, I guess, this to a certain extent, the same innocence that Fire has, because they have a very similar upbringing in this, like, it's so regimented, and there's no there's no like leeway for fun or anything. It's just study, 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 do as I say, study, 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 like with
Yeah,
goof.
the only wild card in their group is like Meta, while in the other group, everyone is a wild card.
Yeah,
Everyone is
that's right.
weird.
Well, that's the thing. They're like they're like the odd bunch, the other ones. They're just like
Uh-huh.
the, you know, the leftovers from all the other different groups. Um but yeah, it was so funny because I remember, like, I'm looking at my notes here and it's just like I literally wrote down, oh, he doesn't realize he liked Prem, and I was just like so surprised by the whole thing. Um but one of the things that I absolutely love about this show is I love the friendship groups. Like, I love both friendship groups. I love the way they tease each other. I love the way that they support each other. I'm just, the
I'm not
dynamics.
probably I'm not a fan of Fire right now.
Okay.
I feel like if he changes, if he matures, if he changes his behavior, I will start liking him. But right now, I'm like, dude, dude.
I feel like he's getting there. I feel like this is the thing, isn't it? He's going to get mature because um uh Dynamite
Probably
is going
Dynamite
to,
is going to help
yeah,
him. Yeah,
Dynamite is going to help him to mature. So,
yeah.
and inadvertently probably help him to um either realize that he really likes what he's doing or really hates what he's doing, one or the other. Um
Hmm.
but yeah, it's just interesting that he doesn't have the same, I guess, hang-ups that the others have. He sees the world very differently to the rest of the characters. So but even when, like, you know, Prem took the sweet and sour pork, which is a hilariously cute moment as well, for Ten to try, and Ten's just like, oh my god, like, I don't know, is sweet and sour pork like the most romantic thing he can think of? I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure why that triggered
Stars,
his
stars,
meltdown.
stars.
Yeah, I'm not really
I was
sure.
like, did he fucking run? Did he just run? Oh, I couldn't believe it.
I'm not, like,
That's
I really,
hilarious.
yeah, I really don't know what quite triggered the meltdown on that, like, but but I love how you know, Sam sees like, oh, maybe he really doesn't, like, he feels bad because he gave you all that money and it was his money back, and he's like, he's so cynical. Like, he says a line, I think Dynamite's talking about him and Fire, and he says, keep saying the word cute or something. And Samsy's
Uh-huh.
like, the word cute, like, makes me want to vomit or whatever he says. And it's just like, or makes me really angry. I can't quite remember. He says something like that. And I just, like, it makes me, that's another thing that every time I can't quite remember what he says, but when I see it and, like, watch it, it makes me laugh. Um, Unexpectedly, because he's just so, like, I guess, no, not negative, but like cynical, you know.
Hmm.
Whereas then you
Hmm.
have Dynamite,
Like he's
who's,
so over it.
sorry.
Like he's so over it
Oh yeah,
already.
he is, yeah. And but then you have Dynamite, who's just like absolutely fucking spot on, and he's like, no, I think it's because, like, you flustered him, and so, like, he
Hmm.
had to run away because he couldn't deal with it, and it's like, that's like legit exactly what happened. Um, so yeah, I really,
Also, I thought it was funny when some of them, I don't remember which one was asked, um, is this like, is there laxative in this dish? And Prem is like, who would use such an old prank now? Which means that they used to do that to each other, maybe
yeah.
in the past.
Or he did it to somebody in the past anyway.
Yeah,
But
which
yeah,
is fun to imagine.
yeah, and I think you and I were talking as well about during the week, we were talking about how Gun's doing a really good job of the comedy, and we were talking about the scene where he remembers that he left his glove at Ten's place, and so he
Oh
goes
yeah.
to look in his bag to see if it's there, and, like, to get his phone to ring him, and he does the, like, thing where he slips, and it just
Hmm.
looks so good. Like, it looks so natural, and just as you said, like, the way it was shot through the window, like, you kind of half see, like, you don't see him actually slip, but you just, like, he just kind of, like, whoop, he disappears for a second. Like, it was done
Hmm.
so well. Like, yeah, I'm really
It's
enjoying.
it's yeah. There are a lot of details that make it work. Makes this type of, if they just filmed it from the front, it would have been different. It would be different.
Yeah,
So if you think about series from like three, let's say 3 years ago from Jamam, the camera work wasn't great.
Mm-mm.
And this is one of the things that makes the comedy work in this series.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we need to see more of like Ten's friendship group to probably, as you said, like you're not quite there with Fire, but I feel like with Prem's friendship group, we're getting to see like we've seen both sets of friends like teasing them and like giving them a hard time and like doing the full friend experience. But we've also seen we've seen Dynamite and Samsy be very supportive and very like almost
Yeah,
mentoring him, and
I
we
feel like
haven't
they're
quite.
very like the Pram's character group they're very open. So they're really comfortable with each other, support each other. They accept each other's weirdness.
Yeah.
They're honest and there's nothing to hide between them basically. They can talk openly about all kinds of stuff, right?
Yeah.
While the other group, Ten and Fire as well, they're uptight. They have hang-ups.
Mm.
They do not accept who they are. They do not accept feelings. They do weird stuff, and it's kind of like they have to call each other out. So they have to call each other on their bullshit. Like, is this what you're doing? Are you sure you're just going there? Is this not a date? You like him, right? You like him, and in Pram's group, they don't have to do that because they're already open and like they
Well,
don't
but
need
I
that.
feel I feel like we are still getting that from them, but I just feel like they're also like, oh, this is happening now. Oh, okay, let us help you. Like they're not just teasing. They're also being supportive and, as I said,
They're
mentoring him.
guiding each other in a
Yeah,
way.
yeah,
Where
yeah.
they
They're just
can, yeah.
that.
But in
Yeah,
the other group, like they're more like they need to call each other out. Like they need to
yeah. They're
tease
more
each other,
giving. Yeah, they're
like
giving each other shit at the moment,
to
basically.
pull each other out of their own shells in a way.
Yeah,
And
but
I
I
don't
just
I don't know. And the only person who doesn't seem to need that is Meta, and he's the one who's trying to like correct the other two, right?
yeah, but he's still very much teasing. Like, I mean, the whole scene. I just seriously the bit where off decides he needs to like bathe or whatever, so he goes to the gym and Meta's like 10, 10, 10, trying to get his attention to no
Hmm.
avail, and then it's just like
Yeah.
11, 12. Just like, dude, so funny.
I feel
Um,
like I feel like the Ten's group is going to learn a lot from Pram's group.
yeah, I think we'll get to see like if we get the same sort of like, I guess, camaraderie that the other group have, the same like kind of, I guess, what's the word I'm looking for?
I don't know, but I remembered another thing, like Fire and even Meta. I remember how he bought all the meatballs in
Oh yeah,
episode
yeah.
one. I was, okay, you're an idiot. So they all need to change. They must become better people. Do not buy all the meatballs.
Yeah,
Share.
I know, right?
This will be his learning moment. Once he shares the meatballs, I will be okay. I will love him.
Well, I
He
think
needs
that
to do it.
yeah, I think the funny thing with that was like he bought all those meatballs like not just for himself. Like he made it sound to Samsi that he was going to eat them all himself and everything, but he actually bought the meatballs because he wanted Ten to eat. But he
Yeah,
should
but
have
he was
known.
being a dick. He
Yeah,
didn't have to.
no, 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 no. I know that, but I'm just saying, like he was being a dick because the way he did it was like, oh yum, I'm gonna eat all these kind of thing. But he did actually buy them because he wanted Ten to eat them. But then Ten was never going to eat them. Like he like although they know each other, they don't really know each other that well. They're keeping certain things from one another.
Oh, I
Um,
know, you know what it reminds me of?
what?
It reminds me of Dangerous Romance. And it reminds me of Salom's friendship group and of Kang's friendship group, which
Yeah,
they weren't as close in the beginning and they didn't, that
more
wasn't a
superficial.
really,
Mm.
yeah.
Yeah, I feel like maybe that is the case. Like I feel like they obviously know that like Ten's dad's a dick and that they don't get along and stuff like that, but like, like do they know exactly how bad it is?
Hmm.
So It'll be interesting to see, but yeah, I love how we're getting these like little shades of like the serious moments, you know. Like I
Hmm.
feel like it's so funny because we watched the uncut version, but the scene that you get where like the father comes home and then Ten's like let's go and like him and Prem like rush out and then and then it cuts and like the next scene is like him driving home in the dark. What happened between when they left the backyard when it was like daylight and then
Hmm.
suddenly it's like nighttime? Like was there a conversation? Because if I was Prem I would have been like what the fuck was that about? Like like it's so weird to me that there was no kind of scene there. Like I don't know.
Well, considering that, yeah, the scene, I guess the editing there is weird, but would he really ask? I feel like he's being very respectful and keeping his distance, and he would just accept that something weird happened and
Yeah.
not ask what that was about.
Yeah, I don't know, but like, well, okay, maybe he wouldn't ask, but like, wouldn't you, as 10, feel like you needed to like make some sort of explanation? And
Well,
like, where did they?
if he was
Yeah,
angry, he like just needed to get away from there. And
yeah,
sometimes, some people realize that they're angry and they stop interacting with other people because they know they're going to be mean, and
yeah.
so they just leave. And then they contact you and then, I'm sorry about that, I just needed to get away, blah blah blah.
I feel
So
like,
yeah.
I feel like though, because it was daytime and then suddenly it was nighttime. I feel like it would have been better if they had just shown them going out the front and basically we saw like 10 say to Prem, "Look, I can't do this right now," or something. Can we, like rain check? And then like Prem leaves. Like that would have been fine because like neither of them had to actually explain anything, but at least there's like a what do you call it? I'm nitpicking here. Like, if I had to find something that bugged me about the episode, this is it. I just
Hmm.
I felt like for continuality purposes, it feels like, as I said, if it wasn't for the fact that I knew we were watching the uncut version, I would have been like, oh, they cut a scene from here, because that's what it felt like to me. So,
Hmm.
um,
I imagined he said, no, go home, that's it for
yeah,
today.
yeah. So
Maybe
for
they
the
should done that. Maybe they should done that, like him say, okay, the lesson is over, bye bye, go
yeah,
home.
yeah, that's what I mean, like something like that. And then the
Hmm.
excess money and everything would have made more sense a little bit too. Like, I mean, I feel like it still makes sense from us because obviously we are kind of saying like this is how we assume this is what happened and this is how we
Hmm.
felt, but like it would have made more sense if we'd actually seen him behaving that way, because it's almost like, yeah, he's overcompensating because he doesn't want that to put like Prem off, I guess,
Hmm.
of like coming back or like spending time with him and everything. So, but yeah, and then we
Oh,
see what else.
what else? When Chan's friends are teasing him and telling him that, yo, you like the boy, you like him, and then, oh, the moment when there's like, I miss you, and he's like,
Oh,
he
that was
didn't write
hilarious
I miss
funny.
you.
Like he was just like he never wrote that. Like he's they're just like,
Where is it?
dude. They're like, dude,
Uh-huh.
you so like him. They're like we were just teasing before, but now now we know you like really like him. So,
And
I feel
then
like
the moment that I enjoyed a lot was when they were talking, they were in class and they were texting each other.
yeah,
And Tam was overthinking everything. Like, did I answer too bluntly? Bluntly. Why do I care that I answered too bluntly? Why do I care what he thinks?
yeah. I
And
should answer like this because it doesn't seem like I have a crush. Then it's like, dude.
yeah, they expressed this anxiety so well. And he was like, act normal, act normal. I love it. I love it. I really like the scene. Pram screaming because he got a spot in that restaurant.
Yes.
One good meal, it's called. And
Yeah. It's the restaurant of the ex like student who's now that winner of the
yeah,
cooking
I'm
show.
I was curious. That was a bit weird that he got that place, and I'm wondering, what if that guy already knows Pram? What if they knew each other?
Yeah, maybe.
What if he knows and maybe he likes Prem, and maybe he found out that Prem was looking for a place, and somehow he
made it
arranged
happen.
it.
Yeah.
What
Well,
it did not happen, but what if he had a crush on him? What if the jacket that Prem is wearing is his jacket?
oh, the Get Lucky jacket. Well, do you
Yes.
know what? The trailer is like, it's so funny to me because this episode was basically Prem being like, I feel something, but I can't feel something because like here's somebody else. And 10 being like, I don't have feelings. I don't have feelings. Do I have feelings? Oh my god, I might have feelings. I can't have feelings. And then it looks like in the trailer for next week that um when they go to this restaurant, the way like Prem kind of lights up while he's watching this other guy and everything. And 10 looks so jealous. And I'm just like,
You
is
know,
this good?
actually, I didn't see that I like him. I feel like Prem does have a crush on him, but he's like, oh, this guy's really cute. He thinks he's endearing and cute and interesting.
Oh, I'm not.
I
Yeah,
don't
I'm
think
not
he,
saying that he's like saying that to himself or anything. I'm just
Mhm.
seeing that
You
the
know,
the interest is there.
yeah. And regarding the scene from the trailer, I felt like the moment at the end where Tan is waiting for Prem to appear, and when he fixes his glasses,
Yeah.
I took it as him setting himself straight. I took it as him, finally accepting his feelings and understanding himself, like putting, the glasses into place, fixing his vision or something. I don't know. It's like something like, okay, I want it. I want him. I'm gonna get him. Something like that. This is how I read it.
Mm-mm.
He's fixing his glasses. That moment.
Going into battle.
Yes.
But
And so it
it's
makes sense if he already is like, okay, I like him, that
yeah.
he's going to be jealous. He's going to be like, what? You're on a date with me. Why are you flirting with that guy?
Yeah, well, I feel like either if that's not the case, what's actually what's potentially going to happen if that was not him like preparing himself for battle, but rather just like, you know, cleaning himself up after being like totally flustered.
Mhm.
That when he gets jealous, he's gonna be like, "Oh shit! Like I actually do like him. Like what do I do now?" Like, so we may actually get. We're gonna have this really kind of, I guess, possibly funny, but also like a little bit frustrating, maybe a little bit heartbreaking, kind of thing where I feel like he's gonna realize he likes Prem and then be like, but he likes this other guy and he's all like professional and stuff
Oh,
and his friends
something
are gonna
that you don't like.
yeah, and his friends are gonna be like, don't worry, like he's some like famous chef, like nothing's gonna ever happen, like
Haha.
go for it kind of thing.
Prem does have a crush on that guy, and it's like it gets inspired. He's his second inspiration, like, right, like
Yeah.
his experience interaction with Tan was his first inspiration. And I don't remember why I have this idea, but I think this guy is his second inspiration moment, like, somehow. And so he might confuse his feelings of being in awe with this guy and being impressed, and like with feelings, like love feelings, with
Yeah,
affection.
I mean, I'm not too concerned about that because I don't actually think he has a crush on him, like feelings crush. I feel like he has
No,
like,
not feelings, but
yeah,
he might confuse it at some point
maybe.
with
I feel like
crush.
it's like that kind of crush you have on a celebrity. You know what I mean? Like where you don't. I feel like he would have the same kind of. I feel like if he does have any kind of like feeling or vibe for this guy, that unless this guy is blatantly obvious, like straight off the bat that he likes him, back kind of thing, I feel like he's gonna put him in the exact same box that he's putting 10 in as like out of his league, I guess, or unavailable to him because he is a celebrity. He is like whatever. He is like this professional working chef. Like I feel like he's just gonna think he's not like for him. Um, but if
No,
this guy,
considering the way his character is, I don't really see him being like that,
no, but
thinking of himself
if
much
he
enough.
thinks he's no, I just think if he thinks of something out of his realm, like he does, like he not out of his realm, but like with 10, he's kind of already put him in this box because he thinks there's someone else. Like he's not. I don't think he's going to look at this chef and be like, oh yes, he's going to want to date me. I think he's going
Or
to look at him.
you think he's going to put him in the mentor
Yeah,
box?
mentor, like
Yeah.
famous person box
Yeah,
is
that's
what I mean.
possible. Yeah, and
Yeah.
kind
So
of
like he's a
yeah,
celebrity. Why would he like want to date me? Like that kind of box. Not a I'm not good
mentor
enough for him.
zone.
Yeah. Just like like only a delusional person would think that like a famous person would want to date them. I feel like he's gonna be like that. Do you know what I mean?
It depends, you know, if Dynamite is around, he's gonna tell him.
But if this guy is if this guy is actively like almost kind of straight away like
Pursuing.
flirting and pursuing him and stuff, it could cook. It may be that like he is flattered by it and everything, and I feel like the potential is there because he is not looking at he's not looking at 10 in this moment as a potential for him, because he's already got this like he's taken mental, like he's not letting himself have these feelings that like he's having feelings, but he's not letting himself experience the feelings, if that makes any sense, that he's having, because he doesn't because 10 is taken as far as he is aware. So I feel like if this person seems like they're available and they like him, he may look at them as a possibility, but I don't know, I'm so confused. I don't really know where they're gonna go. Honestly, we're episode 3. I feel like I need more. Don't make me make I'm like I don't feel confident enough making like predictions at this point, but it could be that he's flattered, I feel like, and I just feel like that 10 is gonna get super jealous, and Prem's gonna be like, but you have a girlfriend, and he'll be like, wait, what? And he'll be like, the picture on your thing, and he'll open it up and he'll be like, I miss you, mom. Or something like that. But I don't know. I'm very eager for the next episode though. Like I'm really looking forward to Sundays again, which is something that I'm kind of mad at GMM for. Like they did it to me
Yes, same.
yeah, they did it to me with Not Me, and I was like, I fucking hate Sunday nights, because like Sunday means Monday, right? And Monday means work.
I hate
And
Sunday.
I like my job, but like I don't like my job. Like who wants to go to work on a Monday? Like seriously. So it's like, how dare you do this to me? I'm already wishing my week away because I want Friday to appear. At least Friday makes sense because Friday's followed by Saturday.
Friday,
But
then you're wishing your Saturday away because you want it to be Sunday so that you can watch
exactly,
Cooking
and it's
Cars.
like
So,
it's like, my goodness, I should be hoarding my weekends. At least I'm about to head into my Christmas break, so I'm not too angry with them. But you know what I'm really afraid of? I'm really afraid of like them stopping like the schedule over Christmas. I'm like, please don't do that. Please keep playing them. I don't
well,
really
it's
know.
possible.
I can't remember
It's
what
possible
they
because
did.
they want. I think they stopped for some series because I remember there was like a week or 2 weeks when Not Me did not have a new
Yeah, but I
episode,
feel like there
and
was something else going on that had nothing to do with Christmas. I think it was something else, but I'm not really sure.
if they might do it because they rely on fans to get the hashtag to trend, and if everyone is on vacation and spending their holidays with
Well,
their family, they might not be.
it's really sad that I'm like, hang on a minute, what day is Christmas? So Christmas is a Monday, so technically it's Christmas Eve. I'm like, I feel like Santa should give us an episode of Cooking Crush this year. I feel like we've been good.
Give us two.
Yeah, give us an extra one. We're not
We've
greedy
been
at
very
all.
good.
Yeah, so well, okay, so we've got potentially 2 episodes of Last Twilight, because I feel like on the 22nd, which is the Friday, we would still probably get that. We might not get Cooking Crush though.
Yeah.
And then, do you know what's really bad though? Like, because the Cooking Crush is like the 24th, and they're also the 31st, which is like New Year's. I don't know.
Yeah. Well,
I feel like
we'll see.
yeah, I feel like they did play the episodes. Oh my god, if somebody knows this, can you please let us know? Like send us like a private message on Twitter or on Tumblr or whatever, because I need to know this stuff. I can't remember, but I feel like there was some kind of like Thai specific, maybe religious holiday, Buddhist holiday. I don't really know. I feel like it was early January though, not actually December. Because I remember being like, wait, why is there no episode of whatever? I can't remember what show it was. I don't think it was Not Me. I think it was something else I was watching at the time. And it was to do
Mhm.
with this particular holiday. But I could be wrong.
I don't know.
I might just be making shit up. It's possible. I do that sometimes. But yeah, I'm like,
Okay, so is there anything else you want to talk about regarding this episode?
just how much I loved it. Like, I really, really loved it. As I said,
Yeah, me
I've
too.
been having a rough like week, 2 weeks, whatever, and this made me smile. It made me laugh. And I needed it because if you've listened to our podcast for episode 5 of like Last Twilight, I bawled through that. So I needed some laughs, like for real. My fear is my fear is that we're going to get to the point where I'm bawling in Last Twilight on Friday and still bawling on Sunday because something that's happening in Cooking Crush. We're like OffGun are destroying me.
Because
I have Jimmy C destroying me on a Friday and then like OffGun destroying me on a Sunday.
I'm really curious about episode 4 as well, because what I noticed about myself is that I need around like 4 episodes of a series to really understand what's the, you know, what they want from me
Yeah.
or what they want to say to me about with this series,
Mm.
because now it's coming into its own. Like the 3rd episode, I feel like now I'm getting it. Like I'm starting to adjust to the style, to the characters, to everything. And it happened. It was like that, for example, with Dangerous Romance. I remember
Ex-
episode 4 was the episode when it, it told you what this series was going to be about.
yeah. I feel
Mm,
like I'm kind of afraid though, like because I'm afraid of episode 5 now of this episode because we had that revelation about
yeah, yeah.
episode 5, and I'm like, what the fuck is happening? What's coming in episode 5 of Cooking Crush? Like
We
how?
even know the players already. They will be presented in episode 4. We have everything
Yes.
set up
Oh well, of course
already.
it's gonna have something to do with the chef, isn't it? Because he's gonna turn up. He's gonna
Mm.
turn up at the university or something. That's what's gonna happen. And like I feel like episode 4 we're not going to actually see like 10 making a move or anything, but I feel like we'll get him like building up his confidence and like realizing his feelings and maybe discussing with his friends and all this sort of stuff. Or maybe he won't, maybe he'll keep it to himself, I don't know. And then like this guy's going to show up and just kind of like blow it all up for him. And
Mm-hmm.
it looks interesting too because for Fire and Dynamite, because it looks like there's going to be like some drama with um Jane
Jane?
and his mother and him, and Fire and Dynamite. It looks like Dynamite is going to be the one who comforts him, and I feel like maybe he might start to look at him differently. But because I feel like Jane backing off is going to have something to do with whatever she overhears from his mother or whatever, I feel like maybe she may have a change of heart, and so she may come back to Fire and be like, maybe like confuse the issue maybe. So um we might get a little bit of pain from them in episode 5 too. I don't know. It's interesting. They are definitely setting things up, and I'm just like, but I really, as I said, I've already been wrong. Like, I really did think that Ten already was aware of his feelings and that this was like a bit of a, not a scheme, but because if, like you were saying from the bit from the original trailer and everything, if I didn't know now what we know now kind of thing, if I'd known, hang on. My brain's like, how do you want to say this sentence? If I hadn't been like, if I didn't know what we know now, which is that he has no idea or he had no idea, I would have thought that this big scheme thing that's in the trailer is about the fact that he is making these like circumstances now that they've met and everything, and he's basically got his kind of, I guess, foot in the door, he's like has his attention, he's going like he's creating these like extra lessons and whatever else because he wants to spend time with Prem because he likes him.
But no, but this would be the most obvious thing. Like this is, I think this is
True.
what Prem was happening.
Yeah, true. So because
This is what he thought was happening, and then he found out there was some girl, and he was like, "Oh, okay, and
Yeah.
what is this?"
Yeah. And that's the thing then. So it's like, so now I have no idea what this ulterior motive would be. And also, as I said, I was so convinced it was the other way. So I feel like I'm a little bit blind, which is like a little bit scary, but because we're doing this podcast, but also like super interesting, and I like kind of can't wait. So, but also a little, once again, also a little bit afraid because like they can literally do anything to us at this point, and like I'm feeling fragile. So, but yeah, I'm really, really looking forward to episode 4.
Again, I gained a bit of confidence. I am okay. I am expecting good stuff.
Oh, when I say afraid, I'm not afraid of it being bad. I'm just afraid of them like being like, "Oh, Zoe, were you using that heart of yours? I'm sorry, we just ripped it out and stomped on it a bunch." But yeah.
Do you even do you have to question this? Of course it's going to happen, Zoe. What are you talking about?
Yes,
Just
but I
prepare
feel
yourself.
like I don't know how or why or how to prepare myself. Like at this point in time, I feel like I think you're right. I think we're going to need episode 4 for me to really be able to go, okay, here are my theories. Let me lay them out for you. Because I feel like I know at this point, I know nothing because the things I thought I knew, like normally by this stage, we know stuff. Or like you and I have like pretty kind of well-forming theories and like ideas. And so far,
By episode 3, not really. By episode 4, we usually had them by episode 4.
I don't know. I feel like with Dangerous Romance, I don't know. I'd have to go back and listen to the podcast, but I feel like with Dangerous Romance, we already had certain things we noticed. There are things that we were like, yeah, I definitely think this is going to come back. And same with Last Twilight as well. And I don't have any of those like right now. Right now, I'm just like, I have no idea. Tra la 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 la.
Things that are going to come back. I think we do have some stuff. It's just that it's a comedy, and the focus is a bit all over the place right now, and it's like we talked so much about the comedy, and the plot is there, but it's there's a lot going on besides that. So
well,
I think that's the reason. The other ones were not comedies.
No, I think the two main ones that I expect to be addressed or come back is the picture that I was talking about that Prem sends to Dynamite with the "I miss you" caption. I feel like that will come back at some point or be explained. Like that will be a way that things get explained a little bit or something. Or it'll be included in somehow in the explanation. I feel like the photos that they both have of each other from when they were kids, I feel like that might come to pass later on. I feel like that's the umbrella of this series. Not as significant.
Another thing, I think, the restaurant, they set up the fact that the restaurant is failing. It's like something is going on with it. They might find themselves in a situation when they're losing, they don't have money to
well, I feel like
to...
literally the only customer we've seen since the show started was 10 when he went there.
Well, we saw they're clearly delivering stuff, but not, I guess customers are not coming to the place.
Yeah. So, and the other one that I think potentially might come back is the bit where about the money, returning the money, because 10 said about if you return the money or like give it back to me, and I'm going to think you don't want to spend time with me. I think that might come back at some point as well. But yeah, I'm just like, I feel a little bit different in regards to, I'm like, I feel a little bit more blind with this one. We'll see. Like, I'm curious to see how I feel at the end of episode 4, but I'm loving it and I can't wait for next week. Not next week.
So this was this was a critical discussion because we watched the episodes separately. I was slaying monsters this weekend, so we couldn't do a reaction and also record on the weekend. So we're doing this. It's Wednesday.
It is. It's a little bit late for us. But
tomorrow.
All right, shall we end?
Yes, let's end. Go ahead.
I'm like, well, this was fun.
At least for us, it was.
I'm like, I feel like we did that backwards.
This
We
feels wrong.
because you normally say, "Well, this was fun," don't you? I'm like, I don't know what to say right now. Oh no,
Well, follow us on Twitter, on Spotify, on Tumblr. Interact with us. Respond to Zoe's question about the
Christmas.
if you know, yeah, about the holidays.
Yeah.
And see you next time. Bye.
Bye.